10 Reasons Why the Internet Computer Protocol Will Win by Dominic Williams, the founder of ICP himself. He recently just released his last Medium articles, and the first one is the one we're going to cover today, 10 Reasons Why the Internet Computer Will Win, and the second one is the history of the Internet Computer and Definity. So this is the initial article he put out, said red pill, blue pill, the hidden history of the Internet Computer and why it will win. And he talks about here, talking about the long form posts he had made on Medium and stuff, and how he's dropped 2 articles. And the first one we're going to cover in this video is the top 10 reasons the Internet Computer will win, and the next one will cover the history of the Internet Computer in 10 steps. I'm basically just going to be reading it and then giving my opinion and stuff. So this is going to be kind of a longer one because these are very in-depth articles, but I think they're extremely important and very good. So yeah. So take a look at this. The Internet Computer is a beautiful project and a game-changing public network that is reinventing compute on blockchain. The network now incorporates more than 1,000 person-years of R&D. There is nothing else like it on Earth. So if you didn't know, the Definity Foundation is the largest cryptography R&D operation in the entire world. And as it says here, if you want to understand why it will succeed in its mission and succeed big, the article outlines 10 key reasons why. Now here are the 10 key reasons, and we're going to, I'm not sure how much we're going to spend on each of these, things, but the first one is Internet Computer tech is years ahead. The second one is 3rd generation blockchain functionality. Third is trustless world computer multi-chain, referring to the chain key cryptography and, Bitcoin integration, Ethereum integration, and soon Solana integration. 4 is AI models will run as smart contracts. 5 is 3rd generation DAOs and open internet services. I think that's referring to the SNS DAOs. 6 is the foundations of a DeFi 2.0 ecosystem. 7 is cost per acquisition can beat flywheels. 8 is ICP hubs, Web2 developers, and Tiger economies. Sorry guys, I had a long night, so. 9, the Utopia project / the new growth engine, and 10 is internet computer culture. So let's go into the first point. The technology of the Internet Computer, which enables blockchain to play the role of real crypto cloud, has been created through more than 1,000 person-years of R&D efforts. It is years ahead and will stay ahead. The Internet Computer has an immense technical lead with respect to full-stack decentralization, reinventing compute on blockchain, which it continues to advance even at the expense of other demands on resources. Parties wishing to quickly imbue, I think that's how it's spelled, traditional blockchain with the same capabilities face formidable hurdles. Back in the summer 2018, when people first started imagining a new 3rd generation of blockchains, some major financial backers of the EOS project mistakenly advocated to those considering joining the Internet Computer project that, 1, those who raise the most money will win, which they would do after raising $4 billion, and 2, in the open source world of blockchain, technology is just copy and paste, so the advanced nature of the Internet Computer was irrelevant. They were wrong on both counts. Firstly, placing money in the hands of people primarily concerned with profit doesn't always work out well. Secondly, you can't copy/paste entire blockchain architectures and hardcore crypto science. You also need an ecosystem of researchers and developers with requisite skills and processes who will work on it. Dom's using some very advanced English here. Later in 2021, many blockchain titans imagined that by funneling massive funding into their projects while disrupting the Internet Computer, they could somehow catch up and overtake its ability to deliver full-stack decentralization to Web3. But again, they were wrong, and they are no nearer to achieving that today than they were back then. So if you didn't know, ICP is the only project in crypto where you can host a fully decentralized front end and back end. There's no other blockchain that I know of that can host a decentralized front end. The magic that goes into what makes Internet Computer involves huge technical talent assembled over time with a culture dedicated to relentlessly advancing technology to better humanity without taking shortcuts that undermine overall progress. A simple analogy is this. If you have a race involving builders of airplanes, money might make a difference, but if there's a race to make airplanes fly as high as rockets, that can never be won by successfully updating and improving the airplanes. You need to start from scratch and start building a rocket, which will take years, during which time the rocket makers will be advancing ahead of you, making it hard to catch up. Now to this, I would kind of say this is kind of pointing towards Ethereum. I'm not personally a fan of Ethereum. I think Ethereum's always going to have liquidity and, it has Wall Street backing it soon and everything, so it's probably going to do well, but I don't see how Ethereum's ever going to be actually scalable. Of course, you have the L2s, but the base layer, the base chain itself, I don't think there's any possibility that Ethereum could ever be as advanced as an internet computer. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Another old trope I often hear is that the best technology doesn't always win, as demonstrated by the VHS versus Betamax video format wars. Yes, that is often true, but it doesn't apply to airplanes versus rockets. If someone needs a rocket, then they need a rocket, and an airplane won't do. I'm incredibly excited that increasing numbers want to use internet computer, a blockchain that supports full stack decentralization, where you can build fully social networks on chain, and even run AI as smart contracts. So basically, the point he's trying to make in this is that ICP, the tech is so different that it just cannot be replaced because it's so advanced. And to a degree, that is true because, once again, blockchains like Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, I don't think there's any fucking way they could ever get to the level ICP is at. Number 2, third generation blockchain functionality. Linguistic norms used within the blockchain industry have widely confused many participants. We did a survey of degens, crypto journalists, mainstream journalists, those at institutions involved in blockchain, and Web2 developers looking at Web3, and asked, what does it mean when somebody says a Web3 service is built on blockchain X? The results were shocking. The overwhelming majority imagined they were already interacting with the fully decentralized Web3 services built from smart contracts running on the blockchain. They did not understand that the Web3 services they were using actually run on big text clouds, which usually serves the user experience and performs a serious data processing, with the blockchains involved only storing tokens, NFTs, and executing the vastly more lightweight DeFi logic. So what he's referring to is how Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, they're all utilizing the nodes that AWS is providing. So therefore, it's obviously not built on a decentralized cloud. In a recent discussion with a leading crypto editor, when I explained that the innovation in internet computer is that you can use the blockchain like a crypto cloud that hosts smart contract software that can build anything, he asked, aren't blockchains X and Y also decentralized clouds? What are you doing that's new? But as time goes on, more and more people are beginning to understand the differences. There are now 3 main lanes in blockchain. Dedicated crypto ledger networks. This was pioneered by Bitcoin with those following, including Litecoin and other forgotten competitors like Feathercoin. DeFi smart contract platforms, pioneered by Ethereum and now being followed up by Solana, AVAX, and more. True world computer networks. This was pioneered by the internet computer, which can even run AI models as smart contracts and can add value to blockchains in lanes 1 and 2 using multi-chain functionality. Cypherspace is now cloud. Currently, there are no other blockchains in this lane. Near is most likely to gain some characteristics. If you guys didn't know, Near is basically my second favorite blockchain, and I think they're doing some very cool things over there. When we talk about upside in crypto and ecosystems, I think Near and ICP both have the most upside. Just like Bitcoin pioneered lane 1, just like Ethereum pioneered lane 2, the internet computer pioneers lane 3. Now we can go into it. For example, lane 3 can revolutionize tokenomics. When an entire service is built using smart contracts, crypto wallets can be removed from the user experience. Tokens, including tokens from the other chains like Bitcoin, integrated using trustless multi-chain functionality, can be sent using a chat message that is processed behind the scenes as a smart contract transaction. Moreover, token balances can be updated like scores in a video game. This can transfer the user experience and can add enormous value to other blockchain ecosystems too. And in this video, I'm going to be skipping over some of the stuff in some of the other sections, but I'm just going to hammer down on the important ones. Another example is Web3 ownership. When an entire service is built using smart contracts, then its logic and data can be placed fully under the control of a new generation of advanced community DAO. These DAOs can have exclusive responsibility for configuring and updating the services. Security is increased, algorithms become transparent, rug pulls are prevented, and projects can raise funds into their DAO from anywhere when they distribute their governance tokens, democratizing access to the tech economy and unleashing worldwide talent. And then it says an example of that would be Tagger or OpenChat. Third generation blockchains can also run AI smart contracts, bringing intelligence on chain and making it autonomous. The new possibilities are endless. Now the third one is trustless world computer multi-chain. So this one's all about chain key technology and the recent integrations that have happened. So the internet computer supports a new chain key technology which allows smart contracts to directly and trustlessly process the asset of traditional blockchains and interact with their smart contracts. This enables developers to use internet computer smart contracts as trustless multi-chain glue. Web3 services can use this technology to achieve full stack decentralization by replacing cloud functionality with the Internet Computer smart contracts. Internet Computer developers can develop DeFi 2.0 services and Bitcoin DeFi. So what I'm super excited for when it comes to the Internet Computer, one of the most, and I think they talk about this article, is Bitfinity, which is basically a Bitcoin layer 2 EVM built on the Internet Computer. And I think, as we know, Bitcoin DeFi is going to be a massive narrative for this bull run, and I genuinely believe a ton of great Bitcoin DeFi projects are going to be built on the Internet Computer. So as it says here, third generation smart contracts, aka canisters, in Internet Computer parlance, have access to APIs that allows their code to trustlessly and directly maintain accounts on traditional blockchains without the involvement of friction creating insecure bridges. So this is the first time in history where, we're seeing a bridgeless integration, from which hackers have already stolen billions. The technology is developing fast and will allow developers to both write code that processes assets on other chains and interact with smart contracts on those chains. Chain Key will make it incredibly easy to create multi-chain systems and service and fully decentralize existing Web3 services built around traditional blockchains by replacing cloud infrastructure with smart contracts on the Internet Computer. So an example of this would be, I'm not sure if it's completely functional right now, but with the Ethereum ICP integration, you'll be able to build Ethereum applications on the Internet Computer and utilize the Internet Computer's decentralized cloud. The original purpose was to allow its internal subnet blockchains to maintain public keys that could sign messages against, allowing them to interact trustlessly. The Internet Computer subnets are transparent organizations when its global network, which seamlessly scales capacity, which are very different to the standalone private chains, often given names like subnets, parachains, and other networks. And then here it talks about the NNS. So if you know, the NNS is the DAO that governs the IC. And we could talk about that, but I kind of want to skip over that. Let's go to here we go. This is where things get cool. So over the past couple of years, Affinity has been working to extend the chain key engine so that smart contracts can create unlimited numbers of public keys for their own use, which they can use signed signatures using chain key APIs. Chain key now supports public cryptography schemes such as ECDSA, which traditional blockchains such as Bitcoin and Ethereum use. I think it's elliptic curve digital signature authentication. I'm not sure if I got that. I think I got ECDS right, but I'm not sure. I think the A I might have gotten wrong. This enables Internet Computer smart contracts to create accounts on those external blockchains and sign their transactions. Further support will allow Internet Computer smart contracts to directly interoperate with chains like Solana and things like Bitcoin inscriptions and BRC20 tokens. This is where things get really, really interesting. I'm extremely bullish on the Internet Computer being the glue between all the blockchains. I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of liquidity that's going to be unlocked when ICP really taps into that. To make things seamless, the Internet Computer's nodes now directly talk to Bitcoin and Ethereum nodes, making it incredibly easy for developers to leverage those chains. For example, the Internet Computer maintains Bitcoin's UTXO set. A UTXO is a unspent transaction output. That's what UTXO stands for. Allowing developers to easily send, receive, and process Bitcoin without having to deal with that complexity and issues like finality. So obviously we know Bitcoin's slow as fuck and it's not scalable. The Internet Computer with the Bitcoin integration solves this, and with CKBTC solves it as well. Developers will also be able to directly process ERC20 and BRC20 tokens in the same way. This is very, very cool. Smart contracts can directly process tokens on their origin chains, but the technology also makes it possible to leverage the huge efficiency of the Internet Computer. This has been realized in the form of trustless, high-performance twins of assets on other chains. And now it's going to talk about CKBTC, which is Chain Key Bitcoin. You can see it as a competitor to the Lightning Network, but instead of the Lightning Network as a third party, and in CKBTC there is no third party. So CKBTC, or Chain Key Bitcoin, was the first twin working with support others expanding. Fun fact, I was actually in the meeting in Zurich in Definity when CKBTC was launched with Manu, Ricardo, all the guys. So fun fact about myself, but really cool to be a part of history, I guess. These twins can be sent directly to addresses on their origin chains without a bridge or any other complexity involved, and also to chain key addresses with 1 to 2 second finality and tiny costs. They can also be directly processed by Canister smart contract code. The Chinese community discovered the power of Chain Key Bitcoin towards the end of 2023, creating more than 1 million transactions. This is just a start. This is the thing. Chain Key technology is really cool, but no one right now is really using it. I got something cooking that could be putting chain key technology to work. I'm not deving it, but we're cooking. And when I'm working with developers and some of the projects I work with in the internet computer, I'm trying to find ways to utilize chain key technology because it deserves a lot more exposure. I think it's going to take a lot of time for the overall market to kind of adopt it, not necessarily adopt it, but start to put it to work. Chain key Ether, or CK-ETH, has just been added, and chain key versions of ERC20 such as CK-USDC or CK-UNI are coming soon. Furthermore, it is also possible to go the other way in project ICP tokens such as HOT, say, onto Ethereum in the form of trustless ERC20 assets. So tokens in the intercomputer ecosystem can be exposed to the liquidity of services like Uniswap. Canister smart contracts will also be enabled to directly call into the functions of smart contracts on other chains such as Ethereum, making it easier than ever to achieve full stack decentralization. Now it's going to talk about DeFi for a little bit. As this technology advances, we will see DeFi 2.0 services, which can resemble CeFi services like order book exchanges, but which are built using smart contracts in the mode of full stack decentralization and transparently and securely devolve all control to a community DAO. These will enable all crypto assets to be traded, whatever chain they are located on. We can see they're starting today with services like IC Lighthouse, ICP Swap, and so a new generation of Bitcoin DeFi is also enabled. And then it talks about the brain wallets. I think we can't cover everything, guys. I'm sorry. Should we cover this? Yeah, I think this is all very important. This is a very cool video you should watch. The fourth thing is AI models will run as smart contracts. So AI will be at the beating heart of the future of the Web3 ecosystem. The internet computer allows AI to run as smart contracts on the blockchain itself, delivering game-changing advantages. The internet computer is unique in its ability to host AI running as smart contracts. So, as it talks about here, it's talking about Vitalik, the internet computer will focus people on a much more powerful paradigm, which AI runs on-chain as smart contracts. And then Dom says, I'm really proud that ICP is trying to lead the charge by demonstration. Many AIs, or more precisely AI models, such as LLMs, will in fact be crypto. I recently read a long-form tweet explaining how this paradigm delivers enormous value and why it will be hugely popular. And then in the near future, this will be possible. AI smart contracts that can verify a person on video is holding a driving license that matches their face. AI smart contracts that verify the code of Ethereum smart contracts, producing a checkmark if they can't find retracency or other bugs. Large language model AI smart contracts, which enable you to interact with smart contracts using natural language. Web3 communities that control AIs through DAOs. Ready-trained AIs being traded as NFTs. Then it talks about more, blah, blah, blah. And then here are some of the internet computer projects leaning into AI and will be at the heart of it. This is what Definity is working on with partners to deliver for the internet computer community. ONNX support with optimization. Support will be added for the Open Neural Network Exchange format. Support for CPU acceleration. Support for GPU acceleration. Now let's move on to the next thing. Third generation DAOs and open internet services. So this is all about the SNS, and it's basically, I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is going to be a long video and I kind of want to cover the things that I think are most important in my opinion. So on the internet computer, you can basically build fully on-chain DAOs, and these are not DAOs that have a back door. Obviously, when they're proposed to the NNS, the people who are proposing the SNS DAO can have whatever rules they want for their DAO, but it's not one of those DAOs where you can backdoor shit, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, the Arbitrum DAO, basically any DAO not built on the internet computer can be backdoored extremely easily. But with ICP, it's completely locked in from the NNS. The foundations of a DeFi 2.0 ecosystem. So I think we're going to cover this one. We're going to take some time to read this. Traditional blockchain ecosystems are powered by DeFi, but this far, this has been the case on the internet computer. However, things are changing, and DeFi is, my battery, 16%. Today, the pain chain DeFi ecosystem is characterized by meme coins, NFTs, token swaps, staking, and lending and borrowing. Sometimes it can resemble a primordial financial soup that's a cross between a gambling den for degens and a financial game, which is nonetheless spurring innovation that will be incredibly impactful. Meme coins have seriously been on the rise, and I've been talking about this for a long time now, it feels like. But meme coins are driving basically all the volume on Solana, and I think they're going to, in the future of the internet computer, I think meme coins are going to be drawing a lot of volume as well. They're very important. Your chain's meme coins matter a lot. It's about the culture, and it's about the money and the numbers. So, yeah, not all about it, but you know what I'm saying. Meme coins drive volumes. So this is where I want to get. This is where it gets interesting. So what this ecosystem has been evolving, referring to DeFi, the internet computer has been focused on reinventing compute. Now, however, the reinvention of compute can be used to reinvent DeFi. The stirrings of a DeFi 2.0 spring can be felt in recent months, and all kinds of interesting things are beginning to happen on the internet computer. Projects like Bitfinity have created a fast, scalable, super low-cost EVM layer on the internet computer, enabling existing DeFi systems can be copied onto the network. Then it talks about ICP Swap, ICDEX, and Helix, but I am personally most bullish on Bitfinity. That is probably my favorite narrative right now for the internet computer. I think Bitfinity is going to absolutely change the game. I think it's going to unlock so much liquidity for the IC, and it's also going to allow people to be onboarded much quicker than what's currently going on. So very, very cool. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin DeFi. So, and Bitfinity is a blockchain in itself that's built on the internet computer. So as he says here, all of these services are new, and I predict liquidity and interest will grow. DeFi 2.0 will offer higher speeds and vastly lower costs. Seamless user experiences that don't include traditional wallet software and browser extensions, far more privacy, services that run more securely using full stack decentralization, services that fully decentralized control their community using SNS DAOs. And then, yeah, cost per acquisition can beat flywheels. So this is pretty interesting. To understand blockchain ecosystem growth, you must understand today's prevailing flywheel model and how the importance of cost per acquisition or CPA. The flywheel model has been essential to the growth of many leading blockchain ecosystems. As the bull run of 2021 unfolded, VCs joined forces with industry titans that had influence over markets. The press, industry research, social media bot farms, and other hidden levers directly colossal investments into chosen blockchain ecosystems. The combination of capital and influence made for a fundamental combination. A new flywheel business model began to predominate over the old model, which focused on creating organic growth using advanced technology. The flywheel model looked vaguely familiar in the venture capital world. So this is kind of a cool story. Uber, the ride-sharing app, seemed to provide a good model to some. After raising massive financing from investors, Uber was able to provide heavily discounted rides, allowing it to grow its customer base. Then increasing its valuation, enabling more money to be raised so that it could provide more discounted rides, winning even more customers, increasing its value ad infinitum in a virtuous cycle. The aim was that Uber would eventually monopolize the ride-sharing niche, raise prices, and print money. Could this kind of thing be done for a blockchain example to create the next Ethereum? Some flywheels were plain dubious. Sam Bankman-Fried used flywheels to drive the apparent value of otherwise worthless assets he created so he could justify swapping them for the more stable assets of FTX customers, such as Bitcoin and Ether. Two that come to mind are Serum, the token for a DEX, which apparent value depended on Sam to buy the token and support its price, and FTT, a token whose apparent value depended on FTX purchasing them using a promised fraction of its reserves. It's basically just shitting on Sam. When Sam and his venture stopped, so did his Serum and FTT flywheel. Solana has been called a Sam coin because Sam helped lead VC investment into the ecosystem, but they continued in their support, and Solana has gone on to great heights without him. One of my favorite pivots from the Definity Foundation and Dom in the past couple months is the fact that they've now become open to Solana. The Solana ecosystem, despite the tech being dog shit, it's not going anywhere, and there's a ridiculous amount of liquidity there, and I think there's a lot of cool stuff. And even though the tech's not great on Solana right now, they are currently working and they're building. So I think it's really cool that Dom has now I think he's become friends with Tully now. I've been seeing on Twitter, they've been interacting a lot. So I think that's very bullish that Dom's now opened up to Solana and wants to be friends. And I think they are friends now. I think Dom's doing a great job with Solana. I'm really liking that pivot. So, yeah. Now it takes about the blockchain ecosystem. So, So now it's talking about the dev grant. We calculate that the internet computer's developer CPA, cost per acquisition, is 100 to 200 times lower than some of the leading blockchains. I recently talked about CPA in a long form tweet. In this video, I'm just trying to cover the things I'm most passionate about. So this one is about ICP hubs. So basically, if you didn't know, ICP hubs is pretty much, they're like incubation communities all across the world, and they basically help develop projects on the internet computer. So it talks about that in this. We're not really going to go over that because it's you get the idea. Now let's talk about the Utopia project / new growth engine. Internet computer technology is being used to create a new private cloud technology for enterprise, which will drive value back in the internet computer ecosystem in multiple ways and create a powerful new Web3 business model. So this is pretty cool. Yeah, this is like 2 more left. So some Solana leaders have described blockchains as cities striving to become civilizations. This is a poetic and beautiful meme which meshes with history, since civilizations are built using capital, just like their ecosystem plays to the strength, developing culture, and a sense of belonging. Gathering people around inward investments, they have built a tribe with an unrivaled culture, which the internet computer ecosystem must learn from. I think one of the big reasons Solana does so well is the fact that they have so many influencers in their ecosystem. There's so many guys in their ecosystem who are so passionate in creating content. This is, at the end of the day, you can have really great tech, but the tech also needs to be marketed, and you, even if you have 200 followers on Twitter, you have to do your part and shill the IC. However, with respect to enterprise domain, the ability of blockchain technology to solve their problem is what will matter. The application of internet computer within the sector will greatly increase its total addressable market. This is where the Utopia project brewing in its wings is about to become very important. Utopia is a virtual sovereign cloud technology which makes ICP technology work for new domains, specifically for enterprises, NGOs, governments, militaries, who cannot build on the public internet computer network, and even Web3 projects which have special technical needs. Each Utopia is a standalone network with its own secure management framework. For those interested, Utopia stands for Unstoppable, Tamper-Proof, Open Platform for Independent Autonomy. Each Utopia is essentially a private ICP network that acts as a sovereign, serverless cloud that maintains data. The network is tamper-proof and unstoppable, which allows systems and services to be built using advanced smart contract software frameworks that are also tamper-proof and unstoppable. Broadly speaking, the technology addresses all the fundamental challenges facing IT today. This is not a niche play. So I guess the problem that it's solving is that the technology is tamper-proof, meaning it can't be hacked. Fucking trash people are in the back. So it talks more about the Utopia network can be conceptualized as a robotic spider whose legs stand on nodes, such as Google Compute Instance or a dedicated server node. If a node fails, the ICP protocols that power the spider cause it to lift its leg. So take a look at this. This is Utopia. This is, oh my god, we're going to keep going. Utopias can also be applied in numerous different ways. For example, they can create a consistent data and compute layers that glues together pre-existing traditional IT infrastructure built across different clouds. This is really cool. We're going to kind of keep going through this. But I think Utopia is extremely, extremely bullish. Dom's been hyping it up a lot in Twitter. And I think it's another thing that the internet computer has to offer that no other blockchain can offer. So now the last thing he talks about, the last point, is internet computer culture. So he says the internet computer culture is global, diverse, technical in nature, and defined by camaraderie rather than tribalism, which reflects the nature of this project. The community also carries ideals and aims that come from the earliest days of blockchain, and there is an increasing awareness that the project is doing something special. The technology involved in the new paradigms it enables, such as full-stack decentralization, trustless multi-chain and open internet services, can deliver and impact change that address pressing real-world problems. The extraordinary pressure placed on the ecosystem by adversity has distilled the community, leaving people who are on a mission, who are quietly but relentlessly building with passion because success of the ecosystem is inevitable. There is no other network that is a product of more than 1,000 person years of R&D effort. And today, the internet computer provides the technological leverage to drive highly impactful change. Our community is very inclusive and open and welcomes newcomers. The internet computer project has already traveled an enormous distance, but this is just still the beginning. We invite everyone to join our movement and mission. So overall summary is internet computer sounding bullish as fuck. There's a lot of gems dropped in there. I thought this was a great write by Dom. In the next video, I'm going to cover the history of the internet computer, the other Medium post Dom just dropped. But I think there's a lot of great points in this. And, I think when it comes to the IC, obviously you had a rough start and everything when it comes to the token price. But at the end of the day, the technology is inevitable. And as long as people keep building and people keep pushing along on Twitter, then everything's going to work out. I mean, once again, there is, like he said, if you want to go to the moon, you need a rocket. You can't just use an airplane. And at the end of the day, some of these technological and technical advancements that the internet computer has are not possible on any of these other blockchains. So And I don't even think these other blockchains even have the potential to reach the technical level of the internet computer. But really cool stuff. And yeah, it was a long video and everything, but I think you should definitely take some time out of your day to read it yourself and everything. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. And yeah, thank you for watching.